Hey folks, what is up today? This is a follow-up video to a previous video I posted about basically automating my agency with AI agents. And if you haven't watched that, I'll link it in the description here. But I basically built out this mind map of how we're building out. Now, this is not about building an AI agency. Sorry if you're into that. That's not my thing, right? This is me systemizing our agency, which produces video ads at scale on performance to run primarily on demand gen, YouTube Shorts, connected TV, and how we're building out a funnel to massive test so we find winners faster and spend our time just producing excellent winners. So the concept behind this, just as a quick recap, is we basically took our whole workflow, which is what you'll see here on this screen. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this quick recap. And I walked through all the different pieces to figure out how we're going to build this out. So to date, what we've got, we're basically controlling this through Airtable is how we're doing it now. We used to do it through Google Sheets, and I've switched out. And the idea here is you'll see this is all our starting data, right? You can see right now we're actually rendering some videos because we're building out all these different scripts for this way. Our audio voiceover, we're building a 16:9 and a 9:16 version of this video. And I just want to give you a quick update on how we've pieced this together and where we're at so far. So in terms of launching this, and this is how I did it, I didn't start, at this script ideation process, because I know that's the one that's going to take the most work. Currently, I have some custom-built Claude projects. If you're not familiar with a Claude project, right, if you come into Claude and you go to projects, you get all these different projects that you can, like, for instance, this is our heat pump client, heat comfort systems, and I've got some documents in here that are specifically about that client, and I use those documents just in this project. So we have some projects where I've got my best scripts, my best formats, my best hooks, and they're all loaded in over here underneath instructions and files so that we can input a new client and it spits out the different styles of scripts that I would write by hand. And it does a pretty darn good job. I would say it's 80% of the way to as well as I would do it by hand, but I'm not doing it by hand. If I want to polish it, I could, but the whole idea behind this is we're not going to look to polish it. We're going to look to produce mass fast so that we can find winners faster, okay? So that part we kind of skipped, but we've done the voiceover. So basically what we've done here is our script gets put into a script field here in Airtable, which does that, and then it sends the script out to, and I can kind of show you here where this works. It sends it to 11 Labs. The voiceover gets done. It comes back, says audio done. It comes back over here. Let me go into Slack because I want to show you all this stuff here. Just a sec. Slack gets a message, right? Where are we at here? QA audio. You can see what this looks like. See these, right? New voiceover ready for test client 000. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit here. Make this a little bigger if I can. Oh, I can't easily. And that gives me the URL right to it, and then I can click approve here or reject it, right? If there's an error that happens during that process, this goes to pipeline error, and then I see the error of what it was right here, right? Then these move along in the different steps as well, right? This is all just semantics. It's important, but semantics. We've got the voice ID here, which I talked to in my last video. A voice ID, I'm going fast here, but what the voice ID is, it's the custom voice I created inside 11 Labs that I want to use for this particular client or even this particular video. We generally go one voice per client, or sometimes we reuse voices too, but we want it to be that particular voice. So when we send our post to 11 Labs, it takes this voice ID and this script and says, do it. Then it sends it back. Then it actually sends the script back again to 11 Labs to basically convert it to text again, because what it does is it gives the timestamps. I mentioned this in the last video. So imagine this. We send an audio over to 11 Labs. 11 Labs spits out the script, which I originally sent it, but now it splits it with what timestamp each word is set at, right? Super powerful, because the next step, the next agent we have, geez, I got too many things open here, just one sec. The next agent we have then takes the script, and while it's not logged here, it goes to Claude. It takes the script, goes to Claude with the timestamp, says, read this whole script, convert it. Oh, actually, I'm going to show you here. Let me open it up and let's close this for a sec. This is just a code editor. The one I'm using is Code VS. You can get a whole bunch of different. So you can see I've got 3 agents running. I've got video render, image generator, and 11 Labs. I'm going to look at the image generator just to show you really quickly what happens here. There it is. Here it is. It's a little bit small. I apologize. But you can see here, this is a prompt. You are a visual director for direct response video ads. homeowners over 50 in the US, right? This is very specific to the particular one we're doing. So what will end up happening, and I'm just going to make a note of this right now, just one sec. Okay, I paused this video for a second. I'll explain why. These videos are not scripted, obviously. I'm showing you how I'm doing it, partially for inspiration and also just to document what we're doing, because wherever I end up with this, it might be great to look back on. So I just realized as I've been building this out, I'm building it with a demo script in mind. And I wrote the script by hand, which, as I said, I didn't create that first agent yet, the one that actually makes the scripts for me. That'll be probably the last thing I do in this flow. But the idea here is when we created this particular bit of the prompt, more just this bit, is very catered to the type of script that I gave this, which is like a bathroom remodel script for a senior that's trying to stay in their home longer, but they don't want to slip and fall in their tub, right? So I'm realizing that this little bit here needs to be dynamic by client, right? So what I'm noticing as I go through this is there's all these things that pop out where I'm doing all these things manually as in their second nature, subconscious to me when I make video ads or our team makes video ads. But I need to, those little things that are second nature to me, if they change by client and it's specific knowledge I hold, then it needs to be a variable. Anyone who codes will understand what I mean here. If you're not a coder, a variable is like a placeholder that basically will get swapped out with different information depending on who the client is. So we'll have a prompt visual type variable where this will stay the same, right? Photorealistic, real authentic looking people, no AI stock footage, blah, blah, blah. All this will stay the same. All this will stay the same because this is based on how I want it to get sent back when the images are done. But this will change up here, right? You won't be a visual director for homeowners over 50 all the time. You might be a visual director for a roofing company or for a wealthy individual company looking to buy IULs or whatever it might be, okay? But this is basically, this is our image handler script. So yes, this is all a bunch of Java. Okay, so for those of you that don't code, this won't make any sense. But basically what happens here, if you come through this, we go to the Airtable URL. You can see there's variables here, which base ID, which Airtable it is. We fetch the data, we pull it back, right? We process the data a little bit. There's an error here that comes up, error if you can't find the script, because we had to do a crap ton of bug testing on this, right? Or if there's a missing script, right? And then you can see here's the Anthropic API. My API key is stored as a custom variable on the server, not here, so it's not public facing. And then it's using Claude Sonnet 4.5, has a token max out, right? Goes through this, posts this out. Then you'll see down here what happens for the geekies of us is once it gets the Claude text back here, you'll see it strips the mark, strips anything that shouldn't be there. But check this out. This is where the power happens. Okay, now fetch. Go to replicate.com and use NanoBananaPro. Replicate, which if you've watched any of my videos before, is basically an API playground for pretty much all the image and video models you can shake a stick at. And what we do is for each image prompt it makes, that it makes for the script, we send it to replicate, we produce the video in 16:9, it sends it back, it stores it, which I'll explain in a second where it's storing it, and goes to the next one. It does that until it runs out of prompts to do. The rest of this stuff, yeah, you probably don't even understand it, but you don't really need to know because it's more behind the scenes. Now here's where some of the magic happens. So I used to work on a VPS, a virtual private server. I never went the route of like a Mac Mini. Which is basically when people are buying these Mac Minis, all they're doing, Mac OS is built on Linux for anybody who doesn't know. And Linux is basically, you've got a Windows server or a Linux/Unix server when you rent web hosting from places, which is what a virtual private server is. It's a web host where you can put websites, you can put whatever, you can run scripts on it. You can, ideally when people are using VPSs with AI or Claude Code, Claude is writing Python scripts, which live in the CGI bin on the host and blah, blah, blah. That's for another video. But here's the idea of what is happening with what I'm doing. We're hosting all our workers over on Cloudflare, and we can do this over on Cloudflare very inexpensively. I host all my landing pages over here, right? But you can see I've got an image generator, I've got a video renderer, and I have, this is my 11 Labs one. This one doesn't belong, I just had to update this yesterday, that's why it's there. So 11 Labs, image generator, video renderer. I'm paying like $5 or $6 a month for this, right? And we're also using this as our storage. So the R2 storage that you can get, where to go here, storage, that you can get over here. So you can see R2 will come over to the overview. I've got add pipeline assets. So we're basically going to have a whole bunch of different folders here. So you can see there's the audio. That's my voiceover that got made for this. This is the segment plan. Let's open this and see if I can see it. I don't know if it's going to show me. This shows you basically how it broke the video up. Show me here. Yep, it did. Look at this. Right? So here's what it literally is. This is what Claude sent back. Segment 1. Are you over 50? You want to stay in your home? Right? Start time 0. End time 2.879 seconds. This is important. I'll explain why in a second. Sit, photorealistic, thoughtful woman, blah, 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 right? Does your bathroom look like it's from the 90s? Photorealistic, dated 1990s bathroom from 2.879 seconds to 5.561 seconds. Okay, I won't go through all this. You can see this is all the images that it made it, prompted. There's two things I'll address here in a second. One, why are these images and not videos? And two, what do these timestamps mean? The first thing is, what do the timestamps mean? So I just mentioned earlier the idea that when we send, so we create the voiceover, we get the voiceover back, we send it back to 11 Labs. 11 Labs then picks out all the timestamps for all the words, literally word by word, at what second are they started and finished, so that this can happen, so that Claude can then read the script and say, what should be on the screen when that happens? And where does it start and stop? Because I have a preset that I don't want anything on the screen for more than, 5 seconds max, but ideally 3 or 4. Then, when we take these images and we go to stitch the video together, because I'm starting with visuals first, and I'll explain in a second why. I send it over to FFmpeg, over at, actually where I'm doing it is called Creatimate here, right? Creatimate is basically FFmpeg, but it's an API driven. I don't have to host it. So right now I'm got 2,000 credits a month and I just use 290. So I'm testing this out because I want it to work here before I go anywhere else. I'll eventually host this myself to cut costs down, but right now we're doing it through here. So I take the visuals and here's what happens. When it goes to when it comes to Creatimate, if I'm losing you, I apologize, but it takes these, where the heck did I put that? Once it makes all the images, which it did over here, I'll show you. It made them all. It stores them in images, right? Look at this. There's the 60-year-old woman, right? The next one was a 90s bathroom. It went a little too hardcore on this. I have to put a little bit, that's a little too, but fine. For now, I'll explain why for now. That if anyone's bathroom looks like this, that looks like a murder scene or something. Not a great situation, right? Next one, couple in front of a finished bathroom, right? And I bet you if we come over here, what was the third one it asked for? Segment 3, photorealistic happy couple in their 60s, right? Proudly in their newly renovated bathroom with modern walk-in shower visible behind them. That's what it is, isn't it? Bingo. So it goes all the way through, this creates them all. Then the final agent that I've built thus far, what it does is it then takes all these images, takes all the timestamps, takes the voiceover, sends it all to Creatimate here, and says, okay, put this voiceover on layer 1, and from 0 to 2.879 seconds, use photo 1. Then from 2.879 to 5.561, use photo 2, and use a slight zoom movement. It's called a Ken Burns effect, which is not fancy, but I'll explain why in a second. And it does that. I have not looked at these yet, so we'll look at them together at the same time here. I have no idea what we're going to see, so let's find out what it looks like. But the idea of why we're starting with images is because what I'm trying to do here is create a perpetual ad-making, heat-seeking missile machine, right? This is what I covered in the last video. I'm looking to create a series of AI agents that will basically take me out of the creative testing process so that I can say go with all my best formats, best hooks, best ways I want to make ads. This system will build those. So maybe I'll build 10 or 20 ads with a good voiceover, moving static images. I put all those into a test. I let them run, then my final agent can analyze the results after 48 to 72 hours. You can say, look what won and look what didn't, right? And are they going to be my final ads? Maybe, but I don't necessarily believe that. What I'm looking for is finding winners faster. The biggest bottleneck in most agencies is we're making ads at scale all the time. And even if you're using HeyGen or stuff like that, there's two things that happen. We get caught up in trying to make it perfect, right? Or we just get bored because it's not fun work, right? But if we can test 10, 20, 50, 100 ads in very short periods of time, and they're different scripts, different hooks, different visuals, the chances that we find a winner exponentially skyrocket. Then me and my editor can take the time to make really good versions of those one or two that are the outliers, that have produced amazing engagement, amazing CTR, amazing CPL, even when it's just static images moving. Now, I have a secondary idea, because I've done this already with make.com, that I can now take these images and I can easily animate them. I can easily create another agent in between creating images and creating video. And before I make the video, I can say, okay, go turn these into 5-second clips with Kling or VO3 or Seed Dance or Happy Horse or any of these image to video generators. But I'm not going to do that yet because A, it'll take longer. B, it spends more on credits. And C, I don't have proof yet that I actually have to do that, which is why I'm starting with images for anybody who wants to know. So let's take a look here. No idea what we're going to see here. Let's just see if we can even see the finished video. Okay, you and I are seeing this at the same time together. Now, at the end of the day, I will not have to come in here. This is going to get moved to my R2 storage over on Cloudflare. I'm going to get a Slack message just like I showed you, because over in Slack, I have another channel here. Well, I QA images, but I have another channel that will have finished videos, and we'll watch it. So who knows? Let's see what we get here.
Are you over 50 and want to stay in your own home as long as possible? Does your bathroom look like it's stuck in the 90s? This couple converted their old 90s bathroom to a walk-in shower in just one day, and they got cash back after the project was complete. If we could show you how to convert your old outdated tub and shower to a beautiful, clean...
Okay, so first thing I'm noticing, and this is my own fault on how I coded it, I like the Ken Burns effect. I hate the black fade, so I'm going to get rid of that. But the concept worked, right?
Walk-in shower
like this is moving,
as little as one day.
Right?
Would you be interested? Here's how thousands of Americans are converting their old aged bathtubs to beautiful, clean...
And I did a 16 by 9. I have no idea how this is going to look because I wanted it to frame up. Let's see what happened.
Are you over 50 and want to stay in your own home as long as possible? Does your bathroom look like it's stuck in the 90s? This couple converted their old 90s bathroom to a walk-in shower in just one day, and they got cash back after the project was complete. If we could show you how to... Okay, so a couple things I'm noticing here, and I'm going to make notes for myself in a minute here. So this needs to be cropped in, or I need to create separate 9 by 16 visuals, but I can't do this. That's my own fault. I got overzealous. The other thing was I didn't quality assess this 11 Labs voiceover because you notice they say 90S. I mean 90s. Like, does your bathroom look like it's stuck in the 90s? But it took it as 90S. That's something I would have caught in quality checking, so we'll look at that. But overall... I didn't touch any of it. I mean, I built the code and everything as we go. I'm deploying it. I'm debugging it to get it to work. But these videos literally got built from a script I put in to this. I didn't have to stitch together. I didn't have to do anything of this, right? That's pretty cool, right? Are these winners yet? No. But do I have proof of concept that I was able to do that from left to right? And maybe you're going to say, hey, Ian, you can do this at Higgsfield. You can do this at whatever. But it's human interaction, right? I can't scale to 500 videos a week in 10 verticals with using Higgsfield or having to be manual. Don't want to be manual, right? I want to be able to give my brain, the whole goal here, what I'm trying to do is download my brain in 20 years of direct response experience and copywriting, all the books I've written, all the ads I've written, all the winners I've had, and all the stuff that I've learned, and put it into prompts and systems that someone else can do, which means I've now replaced myself where something I found trying to hire staff in my direct marketing agency here is it's almost impossible to find a me, and my expectations are way misaligned for what the person can do when they get here. So by doing this, I'm going to be able to hire, and I say this not disrespectfully, but a lower skilled person who doesn't have my experience that can learn my agents, but yet have that sprinkle of magic that I've created over 20 years in it to produce results. So I'm pretty excited about where this is going, right? I like and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep seeing these videos and how we're going to keep doing this, because I see big things coming. This is not just transparency. I'm not trying to build SaaS here. This is for me. This is for us. I have no intention of building something I'm going to sell to people. My money gets made from what I know how to do, which is getting customers for people, right? Getting customers for service-based businesses. So if you're an agency that does that and you want help, or if you're a small business or medium-sized service business that helps people nationally, regionally, county, state, and you're looking for help with your ads or you're looking to figure out this stuff, hit me up. Hit the link in the description here. Sign up on that form over on my website. It's currently, I think it's a case study for Connected TV, but you'll get my email. Reply to that and you'll get in touch with me or comment below. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm going to keep documenting this stuff about how I'm doing it. I hope you enjoy it. We'll see you in the next video.